scorned, ridiculed. But when his cause succeeds, the timid join him. For then it costs nothing to be a patriot. Are you in the vanguard? Or are you just leading from behind? You know, the media would have you believe that everything's going well. Our economy is starting to come back. That things are moving well, moving right along. Obamacare is going to get here soon and save us all. That the NSA thing is really not that big a deal after all. And that we have more to fear from those terrible threatening terrorists. Your greatest fear should be the United States of America, federal government, and the entire 10 square miles of Washington, D.C. Mainstream media is a liar. The ministry of propaganda. They will tell you nothing but what they want you to know. And you willingly accept that kind of brainwashing. I'm going to give you a perfect example. NBC News has a live camera on Tahrir Square. That's where 33 million Egyptians are gathered to oust the Islamic fundamentalist government of Morsi, a theocracy of tyranny, I might add. So, you know what it says as the caption underneath their live news feed? It's dated July 3rd, 2013. Crowds assemble in Cairo's Tahrir Square. Live video. Watch as crowds assemble in Cairo, Egypt's Tahrir Square, to await word on the condition of former President Hosni Mubarak. Well, first of all, Hosni Mubarak hasn't been in power in over a year. They're not there to await word on the condition of that former president. They're awaiting word of whether or not Morsi is going to capitulate to 33 million outraged, angry, and disgusted patriots who demand liberty and freedom, unlike the chicken poop American men. But you know, most people who will click through to this live camera are too stupid to know that Hosni Mubarak is in a hospital somewhere if he's not already dead, and it has been over a year since he was in power. You see, it's a misleading lie. And mark my words, this is no mistake. And if NBC News, National Broadcasting Corporation, is so incompetent as to leave that kind of a caption up, then whoever is responsible for it should have been fired. But you see, the media isn't interested in you knowing what's really happening, either in the world or here at home. They're more interested in how malleable and manipulatable you are. How can we bend their stupid sheeple minds? How can we support a tyrannical tyrant who's not an American citizen, who has usurped the United States government away from patriots and true Americans? How can we support a globalist agenda where elites will rule and sheep will die? Where they will serve their masters well in utmost and out in slavery, while our elitist globalist leaders live in the lap of luxury, drinking fine wine, jetting off across the planet to go to these magnificent places, vacation after vacation after vacation, living the life that kings of old only dreamt of. What have they been offered as a seat at the table of the coming phoenix of tyranny that will rise from the ashes of liberty, freedom, and this nation? What has Congress been offered? What seat at the table? I want to know the position. Close to the head or down at the foot? But in either event, they've sacrificed you and traded you off. They've sold you out for 30 pieces of silver. For a fancy seat, an easy life, a condo in Georgetown, one back in Illinois, and the promise that they'll be taken care of. My congressman's not like that. My congressman is not like that at all. He is an actual fighter for our country. All the rest of those guys, that's the problem. Really? Let me tell you something. You can count the number of traitors, or let me rephrase that. You can count the number of non-traitors on one hand, and you don't even have to unfold your thumb. "97 out of 100. Maybe 98. 435 reps in the House. I don't think you could count the righteous men on two hands. Boehner, sold out. Leader of the House. Leader? Please. I wouldn't let that guy direct me to the nearest men's room. He's no leader. He's a sellout, a traitor, who's capitulated to pressure and whatever promise they've given to him. Or he's willingly compromised you because he's been compromised by something they have on him. Mark my words and make no mistake about it. This NSA data they have on every American is being used actively to twist and degrade this nation. When you have that kind of information on that many people, you can make anything happen. Want proof? How did John Roberts turn around and make Obamacare legal with an argument that the government didn't even offer? Ask yourself that question. The truth of the matter doesn't even really matter. The answer you come up with doesn't matter. The facts are all that matter. You don't need to know his motivation. You only know and need to know how he's acted. And that tells you everything you need to know. You don't need to know the dirty secret they held over his head, the sword of Damocles, and what color the blade. You only need to know that it existed. You only need to know that 14 Republican senators voted for the immigration bill. What was their problem? A dope straw up their nose? Compromising pictures of them with somebody else's wife? A dirty real estate deal that they had proof of from emails monitored and read? Maybe a picture of a senator with a little girl or a little boy. Maybe just the knowledge that that senator's got gigabytes of something on his computer that he doesn't want anybody to know about. And the mainstream media supports it, promotes it, actively engages you in it. The ministry of propaganda in this nation has utterly destroyed your will. And you have willingly accepted that. And you go back for more every single night. If If you don't think those television programs that you watch are influencing your mind, your thinking, and your mental capacity, you're a damn fool. Well, I don't watch the news. It's too depressing. It's too depressing? Really? What are you going to say when you're living on a slat bunk bed made out of 2x4s? And you're getting gruel in a bowl.
The media is destroying itself on all fronts. It's on fire. But that's why this is called the blaze. It's a purifying fire. Stand in the flames of the truth. It will purify. And what is real will stand. What is not will burn itself out. We're happy to pick up the smoldering pieces and dust them off after they've been purified and put them all back together.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Weekdays from 2 to 5, it's Glenn Beck on the Ozarks' Best News Talk 107.1.
Have you heard? Proactive is America's top acne system because it's fast and gentle, and it's all about prevention. So stay tuned for a chance to participate in a 60-day trial to prove it. Do you have troubled skin, acne? With Proactive, you can heal your acne and help prevent new breakouts. Right now, in this radio area, we're looking for just 50 people with moderate acne to demonstrate exactly how fast Proactive works. The first 50 callers who qualify can try Proactive risk-free for 60 days. And you get our dermatologist's clear skin or it's free guarantee. Plus, the trial includes our legendary refining mask and green tea moisturizer free. Be one of the 50 lucky people to complete this 60-day risk-free trial. You won't see this offer in stores or on TV. It's a radio exclusive. Supplies are limited and the trial offer ends soon. So call now. 1-800-575-9206. That's 1-800-575-9206. 1-800-575-9206.
Mission Control, this is Stan Sputnik.
Dad, this 2013 FCC report on Internet service says Exceed is #1 for delivering advertised speeds.
Well, sir, Exceed Internet is 4 times faster than average DSL. Did you know DSL stands for disturbingly slow load times?
Keep it professional, Stan.
Right, sir. Can I come home now?
Stan, we need you up there to maintain these super fast 12 meg speeds. Now, let's check in with our local Earth-based Exceed dealer.
Faith Enterprises, 1001 West Broadway in West Plains, or call 417-257-1803.
So are you one of the weak, the worthless, the ticks? Do you sit there and watch TV programming every day? Every night? What do you think they call it? Programming. You're being programmed. The mainstream media, the ministry of propaganda in this nation is despicable. Journalism's job isn't to question it is to question those in power, not get into bed with them. There are no journalists, or very, very few, in the true ministry of propaganda. They keep a couple of token ones around. But those of you who aren't seeking out alternative media, those of you who aren't actually looking for the truth, who are willing to sit there and drink from the cup of what you know to be poison, you and I have nothing further to discuss. If journalism is government's whore, what does that make you, the voyeur? I ask you. It's propaganda porn, isn't it? And you're addicted. Well, I don't watch news, man, because it's too depressing. So, like, I catch, reality TV shows and stuff, man, because, those reality TV shows, they got, like, moral lessons in them. Really? The moral of that story is you're a moron. Journalism's job is to question power, not be their whore and get into bed with them. Don't tell me Fox is your savior. That's a shill boxer put in there to act as the punching bag so that when the bets are laid down, somebody takes a fall. You don't like to hear that about your favorite news channel? Well, that's just because you're not intellectually honest enough with yourself to recognize betrayal when it stares you in the face. Well, I'm telling you, man, Hannity and O'Reilly, those guys, they're telling the truth. Are they really? Or are they water boys for a system of corruption that smells of death? If you want truth, it's there to be found. But you've got to look for it. You've got to work at it. And you've got to want to find it. And then when you uncover it, you need to stare it in the face, fearlessly. If you're unwilling to do that which is necessary to save your own self, how can you call yourself the head of the household, the leader of your family? Are you leading your family from behind? I'm leading from behind. It's such a good way to go. I feel so empowered when I'm back here leading from behind. I'm not even going to get into the whole... The simple truth, America, you have been shamed, sold, betrayed, oppressed, scandalized, raped, and you turn around and thank them. Do you think our founders went and asked for the beatings to stop from England? Do you think the slave should say to his master, "Please, sir, stop beating me"? Because by saying that, you're acknowledging that it's up to them whether the beatings stop or not. Slavery operates on intimidation, fear, and violence. It always has, and it always will. This is no different. The intimidation, the coercion, and in some cases the violence are everywhere for you to see. The question is, do you have the courage to open your eyes? Or will you lay there in bed like a scared little girl, with the covers pulled up over your head, waiting for the monster to leave? Will you fearlessly get up and seek out the intruder and defend yourself and your family? Will you tell this media, this ministry of propaganda? You know why I use the word ministry? Because that's a favorite term of totalitarian regimes. And that's exactly what this is. No more, no less. And your acceptance and acquiescence of it is exemplified by your silence. Your silence is agreement. Your silence is capitulation. Your silence is their authorization. You allow them to make a fool of you. You hand them your money, your soul, your safety. We just want to be safe. We just want government to protect us. Where in this life were you ever given a get-out-of-jail-free card that said your life is guaranteed to be safe and protected and free of risk? Show me that card, please. I dare you. But government says... That's the problem. But government says. Where is your responsibility to yourself? Where is your self-reliance? You know the media is lying to you. You know that every statement out of every traitor's mouth on Capitol Hill is a flat-out, bald-faced lie. You say it to yourself and then pretend you didn't. Because to acknowledge it means you must take action. And your cowardice is a yellow stripe that covers your spine. Used to be, when somebody called you a coward, those were fighting words. Instead, you just shut me off. You just proved my point. Stand up, be a man, hitch up your bootstraps, collect your family, train them, organize them, demand change in your home, in your city, in your county, in your state, in your government. 33 million Egyptians have just shown what cowards American men are. You're listening to America's Voice now. My name is Michael Evans, and I'm not afraid of the truth. And I'm not afraid to express it when I see it. I am free because I say I am. My freedom is not dependent on any government benefit or piece of legislation. My rights are inherent in the fact that I was born a sovereign living being. They are non-negotiable. Government can list them and protect them, but my rights are not theirs to give away.
From West Plains, Missouri, it's KBMV Birch Tree.